Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Fatma Suprihatiningsih with the last student number 040. Okay, in this video, I would like to talk about the pros and cons of should moral education be a part of every subject. And the next slide is introduction. Education in the 21st century faces complex moral challenges influenced by social media, globalization, and the pursuit of achievement. While many schools emphasize academic excellence and technological advancement, moral and character education often receive less attention. This imbalance has sparked ongoing debate. Should moral education be integrated into every subject, or should school maintaining a strict focus on academic? The purpose of this paper is to explore both a perspective as supporting and opposing the integration of moral values across all subjects before concluding with a balanced recommendation. Okay, in the next slide is argument for pros, holistic student development. Integrating moral education into every subject supports student holistic development intellectually, emotionally, and socially. Arthur argues that education should cultivate both knowledge and virtue, enabling learners to make ethical decisions in daily life. For example, honesty can be emphasized during mathematics lesson, while fairness and teamwork can be practiced through group projects. Teachers who model respect, responsibility, and cooperation help students internalize moral values through authentic experience rather than theoretical instruction. This integration transforms classroom into space where moral learning naturally complements academic achievement. Okay, the next is moral reasoning and critical thinking. Embedding moral reasoning within academic subject also enhances student critical thinking and ethical judgment. Nussey and Nerves highlight the moral reflection foster deeper understanding and empathy, which are essential for social responsibility. Image and that when students learn to connect ethical issues with real-life context, they develop personal values such as honesty, compassion, and justice. Moreover, integrating moral education creates a sense of community and cooperation, encouraging learners to respect diverse perspectives and act with integrity. In this way, moral education becomes a foundation for both intellectual growth and responsible citizens. And the next is value-based and lifelong learning. The integration of moral education across disciplines contribute to lifelong and value-based learning. Amini emphasizes that education should not be limited to academic mastery, but should include moral and spiritual dimensions that prepare students for life beyond school. Through moral instruction embedded in lesson, students learn how to apply ethical principles in problem solving and decision making. Wang found that moral integration reduces the student conflict and promotes collaboration, showing that value-based education led to more positive learning environments. Thus, the combination of ethic and academic foster balance individual who can navigate complex moral landscape in society. Okay, the next is argument against challenges of implementation. Okay, despite advantages, integration moral education into every subject presents significant challenges. Many teachers lack adequate training to include moral discussion while fulfilling demanding academic requirements. Without clear pedagogical framework and institutional support, moral education is becoming inconsistent or superficial. Teachers may struggle to balance ethical contents with curriculum goals, leading to confusion and reducing learning quality. Ramawati and Susanto argue that successful integration requires systematic planning, proper resource, and professional development. Otherwise, educators may face unrealistic expectations that compromise both moral and academic outcomes. And the next is cultural and ethical diversity. Another concern involves the diversity of moral and cultural perspective within a classroom. What is considered respectful and or responsible in one culture may differ in another. In multicultural setting, emphasizing one moral viewpoint could unintentionally create bias or discomfort among students. To avoid this, Hartanto suggests focusing on universal values such as honesty, respect, and fairness principles that transcend cultural boundaries. Establishing a clear ethical framework ensures inclusivity and prevents moral education from becoming a source of division rather than unity. Therefore, educators must implement moral instruction with a sensitivity and cultural awareness. And the next is conclusion. In conclusion, moral education should be integration into every subject because it helps students grow intellectually and morally. It boosts empathy, cooperation, and responsibility while ensuring knowledge is used ethically. Although it requires trained teacher and cultural awareness, its benefits outweigh the challenges. Through this integration, education can shape students who are not only smart but also kind and ethical members of society. I think enough for me. Thank you for attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.